You ever watch After Hours? It's a comedy series from Cracked where they talk about pop culture. Ran for a lot of episodes. You should check it out. But one of the things they talked about one time was they was talking about the X-Men and how a lot of these people with in the X-Men who get powers, their powers manifest when they hit puberty. So we're talking about 13, 14, 15 years old, you get powers. Now some of the powers are dumb, like be able to read fast, or that one kid could change TV channels with his mind, and apparently that's the only thing he could do. So basically, he's a TV remote. Like, great. That's just a great power. But you get other powers, like, what's her name? Shadowcat that can phase through walls. And, of course, Cyclops. Pretty good power, but also sucks that you have to have your eyes covered all the time. And, Magneto, Iceman, Fire, all this stuff. Some cool powers. But it's kind of like, in some cases, these really dangerous powers, like Magneto's, Cyclops, you could even say, Iceman, and the Fire guy especially. These are like nuclear weapons in a sense. These are weapons of mass destruction that are in the hands of 15-year-olds. Can you think of anything more terrifying? Think about the 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds you know. Maybe you're that age yourself if you're watching this. If you're that age yourself, we'll leave you out of it, but look around your classmates. Look at them, and how many of the people in your classroom would you trust with a nuclear weapon? They have a nuclear weapon, they press a button, and they can blow up and set it anytime they want to. How many people in your circle of friends in your classroom would you trust? Hell, even if you're in college, say you're 21. How many of your friends who are 21 would you trust with a nuclear weapon? There's some 50-year-olds I wouldn't trust. But I'd be a hell of a lot more likely to trust them than I would a 15-year-old, right? In a way, Luffy and anybody else who eats devil fruit at that age, they're basically kids walking around with nuclear weapons. Now, he doesn't have the mass destruction capabilities of a lot of characters do. Like, hopefully we'll see some cool devil fruit powers at some point. I've been complaining about this now. We're on episode 40. I've been complaining about this. This will be my 40th time complaining about that, essentially. Because rubber is a stupid power. Now, like if you're drowning in the ocean, and you want to be able to breathe oxygen, it's not a stupid power, is it? Because here's the thing: nobody who eats devil fruit can swim, but Luffy's the only one who has a power that allows him to stay alive even though he can't swim. Because say your power was levitation, you can levitate objects. Not really going to help you unless you can levitate yourself out of the water, which it seems like water cancels out your powers, right? So, other than that, though, it's a dumb power, but he can cause a lot of destruction. Like, he can sit there, stretch his arms out, grab a truck, and swing it over here and have it level a building. You can level a building a block down the road. Like, he could create a lot of destruction, and he's an emotional kid. He's a kid. Was he 17? I've got it up here. Yeah, he's 17. How many 17-year-olds you know are emotionally stable? Not many. So, it's terrifying. I don't know if we're going to explore that at any point. Like, these irrational ass emotional decisions. Kind of, my point of all this was what I was actually going to talk about in this preamble is the fact that sometimes I'm too hard, and maybe some of you have been too hard on the choices some of these characters make. They're all very, very young. They're 17 to 19, essentially, most of them. They're very young, and you can't judge people at that age on the decisions they make. I mean, you can call them a dumbass, but I'm not going to be too hard on them because they're kids. They're not really, they're not equipped intellectually, and they're not equipped emotionally to make rational, cold, practical decisions. And we haven't been seeing any rational, cold, practical decisions, have we? So, it all tracks. It all makes sense. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into this. This is episode 40. Don't forget there'll be a character corner at the end of the episode, so you know the drill. We're going on one. 3, 2, 1. Must not falter. I refuse to die. Make sure we get these reaction shots, right? Show loves that. How are people processing this? One thing that when you have a long story arc is that the recap gets longer and longer because they have to try to make it all provide context. Like maybe you missed last week's episode, so this kind of you could probably miss one of these episodes and still everything pretty much makes sense. Yeah. Hey man, why'd the colors change? Boy, I wish I loved anything as much as he loves being racist against humans. He hates humans, man. Or he just despises them, right? He does, he thinks they're inferior, obviously. He's about to F around and find out. Yeah, I like this camera move down here. Now what? So you just knocked him out? Yeah, wait a minute. Where's his head? By the way, that dude that's pumping his stomach or whatever, I guess he's helping him breathe, right? He can apparently hold his breath for a really long time. Get your ass back up here. That's right. What did you do? Did you grab his ponytail? Yes, you did. That's what you get for having a long ponytail. Yeah. You're racist too. We get it. Come and get it. Dueling hair tether. Really? If you get your ass kicked by hair, you pretty much deserve it. You can't fight underwater, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's too much resistance. But see, there would be resistance for the fish, too. That's got to be some magic. Because it's water, it's in your way. That's why you can't punch as hard. Like, that physics applies to anything that's underwater. Doesn't matter what it is. Oh, crap. But there could be magic involved, right? Like, this is a magical series. It's a fantasy, essentially, I guess. Damn. Back foot jawbreaker. Yeah, feels like a special attack. Jesus. Lovely. Yeah. He's very happy. Yeah. Oh, crap. He's going to catch you before you reach the surface. Damn. Yeah, he can swim. Now, one thing they can do better is swim better. Because that's not about resistance. That's actually, you actually use the water to your benefit. But punching applies to no matter what you are, whether you're a fish man or not. You can't punch underwater effectively. But yeah, he can definitely swim faster than you. That's where you're screwed, right? He can swim circles around you. Really? I keep forgetting Usopp exists until we see him again. Like literally, he does. There's not a thought in my head about him. You know. Really. I don't get nothing. Here's a question. And see, this is not. This is a thing I don't actually know. Talking underwater. Typically, you need air to talk underwater, but like, could he use water to talk underwater? Right? Because assume he has gills. Could the water passing over the vocal cords be the same as air passing over vocal cords? I don't actually know the answer to that question. I mean, whales make noises, right? I think whales might be the only kind of underwater creatures. They're mammals, but they're not fish, but that make noise underwater. Oh, shit. In wrestling, we call this the. Oh, crap. So he's just going to use the pressure of the water. Wow. I thought he was going to, like, do the. Was it a pile driver when you hit their head on the floor? No, he's just going to use the pressure of being underwater to crush him. Crap. Yeah, that's not good. Yes? You need some? Did he just use a finger to call him a bitch? Right, okay, yeah. In other words, that's a complicated way of saying he uses gills underwater and, lungs above water. It would be interesting if he had both. Ah, yes, excellent. Let me breathe into your gill. Ha ha ha! Nicely played. Now, biology, bitch. Ha ha ha! Fantastic. Ha ha ha! Give me this goddamn air. Your minions suck, Arlong. Well, was that a net positive or net negative? You're jumping into water. I don't think it helped anything. Oh, is your little brachial whatever hurting? He's pissed. Oh no, are you mad? Here's the thing you don't understand. I can get mad too. You're not the only person in the world who can get mad, motherfucker. Thousand brick fists. That can't be good. Never tell me the odds. Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Sanji's growing on me. Only being able to kick is a weakness, but we'll get into that during the character corner. That's right, in the spine. That's right. Stomp you out. There's more power in kicks, obviously, because it's bigger muscles. The limbs are bigger. But man, you can put yourself off balance, and that could be really bad. Quit calling out your attacks and just get over here and take this L. Shot, I say. What's up? Man, they are destroying this mansion. Again, the open mouth reaction shots are hilarious. Uh oh. Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, we don't care about his Wonder Poster. He's fine. I don't want to imply that I hate this character because I don't. He's just, the least interesting of the crew. What's with the chest compressions? Because if Luffy's alive, he'll breathe automatically, right? Like, what's. Maybe he can't breathe because he's paralyzed. Like, he's actually. Even his autonomic functions are paralyzed, but see, that would mean his heart wouldn't work, which means blood's not circulating. So the chest compression is trying to circulate blood as well as oxygen? Probably. Probably. That must be what's going on. Because, apparently, his entire body is paralyzed. Like, everything. That's a massive weakness. That's right. Checkmate. So, hey, man. Maybe you shouldn't have been sitting on your ass watching it happen. He's entered the theater of battle now. Yeah, he's done. See, now he's going to take him seriously. That's what I was saying before. He's alright. We need to get him up out of there, though. Now that you wrecked that dumbass. Standing in his way. Anybody else want in on this? Luffy's not looking too good. Before he was chilling. Now he's yeah okay. He is actually coming up for air every now and then. Yeah, he does look better. The wide shot, he didn't look so good. Let's stand here and talk about it for a really long time. Get your ass down there. If we need the chest compressors, we need the chest compressors. Get your ass down there. Wrecked. Yeah. He can run, but he can't hide, right? Look at him. I'm not going to get my hopes up about him being dead. I'm just kidding. And he's clearly not dead, right? By the way, obviously. Don't move yet. The point wasn't get away. The point was a drawing away, which means you can't let him leave. Ketchup, really? Nicely played. Very nicely played. Good job, man. He's got cunning. He's going to have to get an increase on cunning for this. He did as much as he could, man. Uh oh. Yeah. You drew him away for a long time. That's good. Really? So now it's all about the appearances. See, this is why I don't like you, man. All he cares about is appearances. You think You think Luffy cares if anybody thinks he's a badass or not? No. For him, man, it's all about the appearances. Wait, are we gonna get him? Is he gonna find some courage somewhere? That's right. Get your story straight. Again, though, he's young, right? We gotta understand he's young. Was he 17? I think so. Look at him. You don't have second thoughts, are you? Look at you choking on your lies. The human heart in conflict with itself. He's an intriguing character, man. Everybody else is kind of cut and dried. They're not really in conflict. Zoro doesn't question himself. Luffy doesn't question himself. Namio might. He does, though. See, that makes him intriguing. Way more intriguing. I'm just starting to realize he's a way better character than I thought he was. Because everybody else is kind of concrete, right? They are who they are. He is struggling with what he wants to be. Fascinating. He's actually an important part of the crew because, like, the worst thing you could have is everybody be the same. Like, they're all committed. They always make all the right choices at all times, and, they're not at war with themselves. He's at war with himself. He's afraid, but he wants to do what's right by his friends, right? This is fascinating. Well, worth a shot. I got wrecked. Pretty much. It's not about his brain. It's about his heart. Oh well. Yeah, what an asshole. Yeah, that's right. Rubber band of doom, huh? I don't know if that's gonna work out for you. What? I don't know what they'll happen. They love not showing what happened, man. Really? You gonna fall for this? Insolence. Rice field water, huh? You must have a large stomach. The human heart in conflict with itself. I like that so much. He does. He has a massive stomach, apparently. Or like a water storage bladder. Yeah. That's right. He wrecked those trees. This is a waste of your skills. Yeah. Wow. Dude, he's going to cut that tree down. You really are the dumbest member of the crew. Yeah, why don't you keep screaming in fear? Idiot. Hey, there we go. But he has all that water. The water rushed away all the alcohol, right? Not bad. Fricasseed, or no, flame broiled. Flame broiled, that's what I was trying to say. You better run away. See, now you're running. Wrecked. Oh, you just knocked him in the water. That's not good. Dude, that's not good. Yeah. The only thing worse would have been if he had lain in the water too. But now the guy's reinvigorated. I don't know though. He looks pretty out of it. Oh boy. Yeah. I guess there's only so much violence they want to show. That's why I'm assuming why they did it that way. So just seeing him sitting there wailing away with his hammer, you know? Yeah. Hey, man. Bravo. That's all I can say. Yeah, you got it done. Shouldn't have kept chasing me. Hey, man. There's plenty there to mock, though, so to be fair. There are a lot of reasons for us to mock you. Nice transition. That was pretty smooth. From the sky to the water, right? Say, it's starting to work. Are they just trying to revive him, or are they just trying to keep him alive? That's a little question I'm wondering. Yep. He made short work of him. It was all a dream. Oh, okay. Again, not showing us. It's weird. This episode's been weird for them not showing us what's actually happening. They show us the aftermath. Wrecked. Yeah, he's a whole nother level of problem. It's going to take Luffy. Yeah. Sharks aren't really known for their ability to spit water. Ah, she's back. Excellent. It's about time she gets back into this. You talk a lot of trash for a shark. Wait your turn. He knows the answer to that. You goddamn right. All right, well, I'm going to be doing the character corner after this, so stay tuned for that or drop out now. All right, here we go with the character corner this week, and we're going to be starting with Arlong. Fighting be the same, friendship. He should probably be a minus number there, but whatever. Maybe as a friend, he hangs out with and drinks beers with, and we just haven't seen it. So we haven't seen either way. Here's where the changes: trustworthiness. Well. You lying ass, backstabbing ass. Klaus is trying to talk in the comments about, the letter of the words or whatever, the letter of the law, no, man. He weasel worded his way around his word. For me, it's about the spirit of what you say. It's not about what you specifically say. It's about the spirit. You know what I meant. I know what I meant. We both know what I meant. If you go against that, then you're a lying bitch. It's that simple. You ain't keeping your word. You're untrustworthy. For me, it's about the spirit. Comedy, he's not any funnier. Cool factor, not any more cool. He's way more cunning than I gave him credit for. I'm going to have to move this up to an 8. Because he was playing Namio the whole time, having her acquire money, and then when she got close, he didn't do it like when she only had 20 million, right? He waited till she got 93 million. He knew she was close. Then he took it from her. Now he's going to make her work for it again, right? So, that was a high level of cunning. Anybody, when they find out somebody's cheating, can just immediately confront them or just not trust them or not allow them into the inner circle. Anybody could do that. He perceived what she was really doing, which I called into question. Don't forget, I called this in question. I said he's a moron for not knowing this. He perceived it, and he played her the whole time, strung her along, let her acquire this money. Then he's going to steal the money from her. Then he gets it. He had no intention of ever letting the town free. So, trustworthiness. His trustworthiness takes a ding, but his cunning takes a good improvement. Because, man, that was very smart, very cunning. And so that puts him at 14. All right, Sanji, friendship. I just can't trust his friendship because somebody was telling me in the comments too that he falls for any beautiful woman to get across his path. So he stays an idiot, and that's probably a spoiler. You probably shouldn't say stuff like that, but it's been said to me and I remember it. So that'll affect this rating. You can't be a very good friend if you're going to ditch your friends every time a beautiful woman walks past. I don't trust you. Fighting's pretty good. Although, like I said, I think only being able to use your feet is a weakness. You have strong attacks, but it leaves you open to retaliation. I'm going to have to drop his fighting one. Not to mention the fact he got this work recently. In this episode and the previous episode, he was getting smashed. Because you got to be flexible. You got to be able to use your hands and your feet. Maybe a good old headbutt every now and then. Anybody that does a headbutt, they automatically get increased by 1. That's just how it is. So, I just think that makes him a little bit weaker in fighting than I thought he was. Trustworthiness, like I said, we can't trust him. Comedy, he is hilarious when he's in love. Whatever, right? Cool factor. I think we got to take his cool down another notch because, dude, it's not cool to be slobbering over every woman across your path. First of all, you look fickle. Second of all, it's weakness. You can't be cool if you're weak. Cunning, about the same. That's about right. Usopp, friendship. He's got to take another improvement on friendship because on some level, as we saw evidence in this most recent episode, on some level, he will risk his life for his friends. Maybe what they think of him, maybe for the idea of them, whatever. I think friendship's one of the most important things to him. That means something to me, Again, he's loyal for the same reason. He is hilarious. He's not cool. His cunning, I think I'm going to give him another cunning improvement because that was pretty smart what he did with the ketchup. First of all, why would you have a ketchup? I guess we're going to call them projectiles, right? Why would you have a ketchup projectile? That's some forethought. So I'm actually going to give him a 2 improvement. One is he must have already decided to do this. One day I'm going to have to fake my death, and so let me keep this. Or fake somebody else's death, like pretend to kill somebody. Maybe there's a scenario where that's necessary. You can see that. Kill this person, I'll let you in our group, and then you can get something out of us. So you can pretend to kill him. So, he gets one cunning point for thinking about that ahead of time, and a second cunning point for thinking about it in the moment and doing it so that he won't, actually be killed. The fact that he undercut his little trick later, because, he stopped being a coward, that's its own thing. But yeah, that was pretty cunning, so he gets credit for that. Zoro. Friendship stays the same. His fighting, the fact that he defeated the 6 sword technique with this 3 sword technique, I think he keeps him where he is. I've been thinking about downgrading one because he's been getting his ass kicked a lot. Have you ever heard of what's called the Worf factor? It's over on TV Tropes, the Worf factor. If you have a new character and you want to show that they're a badass, you have them on Star Trek Next Generation. You have them come onto the bridge and kick Worf's ass. An alien will show up on the bridge, and first thing that happens, Worf jumps them and they kick Worf's ass. To show that, if they kicked Worf's ass, they're awesome. The problem with that is, if Worf is constantly getting his ass kicked, maybe he's not so tough after all. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep getting your ass kicked and be considered tough. So, we're starting to have a problem with Zoro here. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this. We may have a Worf factor here. He's trustworthy. He is funny. He's cool. I haven't seen any evidence of any more cunning, so he's going to stay the same. Namio. I think I'm going to reserve judgment on her until we see what happens this next episode or throughout the course of this arc. Although, when we're talking about friendship and trustworthiness, loyalty, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about to the Straw Hat crew? Is that it? Or can it be to other people? The way I've been applying this, it's you're trustworthy to somebody. You may not be trustworthy to me or mine, but you're trustworthy to somebody. That's what I need to see. I need to see that somebody can trust you, and you live up to that. She's been undercover for 8 years for her town. All this has been for her town. She's trustworthy to them. They can trust her. She's been doing all this for them. The Straw Hat crew can't trust her. I can't trust her. If you run into her, you can't trust her. But her townspeople can trust her. So, I'm going to cut this in half. And I'm also going to give her a 3 for friendship because what she could do for the townspeople. Not for the crew, because I still don't trust her with the crew. If I was her, I may let her back in the crew, but I would not trust her. So, I think that's fair. I think she's proven she can be loyal to the right person under the right set of circumstances. Allegedly. Comedy, I'm going to knock her down 1 because she had me crying last episode, or 2 episodes ago. Or whenever that was. I guess it's 3 or 4. It's starting to run together because it's all one continuous story. Whenever that was earlier this week when she was crying, she had me crying. So you can't be a 10 comedy if you got me crying. So, pretty cool. Her cunning is off the charts. Luffy, I think, stays the same across the board. I'm going to give him 1 more for cunning just because of just all the different ways he fights, man. He's very cunning when it comes to the fighting. All right. So I think that keeps him on top. Yeah, he's actually on top by a pretty decent amount. Him and Zoro were even here for a while, but Luffy's shot past him. But yeah, as always, let me know what you think. I'm interested in your thoughts. And this has been a lot of fun. And thanks again to Klaus for setting all this up.